escaped from Broadmoor. She thought she was a bother, but Lucille says she was his anchor in training. He wants to meet them for a meal someday. The next morning, Lucille tells Broad they should also thank him. They want to help Lucille in the future. Lucille wants to thank them too. They say if it weren't for her, he'd have run from training, and if not for Monica, he'd have him someday. Broad promises to do anything if he succeeds. Lucille plans to make him drink 5 jars of elixir, but they have to say goodbye. Broad gives Lucille a magical bag. Lucille felt nervous about being mocked, so he brought his friends. The guild was much like the previous one. Bazin acted like a dad taking his child to school, and spoke to the reception bag to hold 10 items, making Lucille tear up. Lucille wasn't alone on his new adventure. Bazin and his group joined him. They went to the Adventurers Guild in Shirul, but Lucille to find the guild master for Lucille. While waiting, Bazin advised Lucille not to judge by appearances. The boss arrived, courteous compared to the others. Lucille introduced himself as a healer, which got everyone's attention. Fortunately, Bazin made the boss recognize him as Brat's apprentice and left. The boss asked why Lucille came, and his answer shocked everyone. He wanted a jar of elixir. They offered one for free to see if he'd actually drink it, and if he did, they'd sell him more. People were disgusted, but Lucille went along. After leaving everyone shocked, they ordered elixir and confirmed it could heal for a simple silver coin. The group's real goal was to leave Lucille at the central church. They said heartfelt goodbyes. Lucille felt a bit lonely, but it meant a new beginning. He couldn't remember why he came to the church but introduced himself to the receptionists and asked to speak with the person in charge. He met Granhart, who claimed to have summoned him. They used a magic-powered elevator for security. Lucille met Lumina, and they recognized each other despite not seeing each other for years. Lumina didn't remember his name but recognized his pure aura. She invited him to visit later. Afterward, a priest took him to a room that looked like they might torture him, but they went further inside for an interrogation. Granhart was surprised by a letter from the Meritoni office, claiming Lucille's treatments harmed other healers' profits. He wanted to know if it was true. Feeling a bit too tense, Lucille tried to calm down by thinking of how he felt when he got a promotion at work. He admitted that what the letter said was partly true but explained all the money and morale problems he had with other healers. He left out the issue of trafficking because he wanted to focus on proposing transparent costs for patients' safety. Granhart in Meritoni. On his first official day of work, a priest named George greeted Lucille along with Granhart. They introduced themselves politely. Granhart interrupted to give Lucille his healer and knight attire.